Hi everybody, this is Jacob from qoliber/Trident. Today I would like to walk you through how we build a Trident pipeline release and how we make sure that the release is production ready, battle tested, even before we ship the binary file to you. So I also got an exciting update regarding Trident. We are introducing Trident Prism, which is a server-side rendering engine for single-page applications. And it's basically, you could say, Google Rendertron on steroids to making sure that all those SPA pages built on React, Vue that doesn't support or doesn't have server-side rendering are actually server-side rendered. So if you have any questions regarding Trident Prism, it's the blue logo on the screen. Make sure that you reach out to me or Alexandra from qoliber and we can hook you up with a license. Or maybe we can give you a lifetime license if you want to test it out. So let's focus on the Trident release pipeline. So we have multiple pipelines on GitHub for the Trident. The main one are the continuous integration, which is CI, and the release pipeline. The rest of them are kind of sub routines or sub jobs which all the actions run. But before I step into CI and release, let me talk about the daily security audit. So we run daily security checks for anything that changes, for any CVE vulnerabilities in the Rust packages, in the Rust crate. So if there's any vulnerability found in Rust, we know it right away. An issue is created on GitHub, and on the next day we sit and try to create a new version of Trident, which includes all the security updates. So let's focus on the continuous integration first. This is, you could say, the heart of the entire project. And this is, you could say, our gatekeeper before we create a release. So I will not go through every step here in a sequential order. I will just explain to you how we manage all those changes and how we make sure that we ship a production-ready product, which is battle tested and secured on multiple levels. So we start the continuous integration with detecting the changes in the files. We check whether the changes have been done to the Rust, which are the core files, and if they have been, then we run the rest of the pipelines. Because sometimes there is no need to run the entire pipeline if we update the docs or the package documentation or anything that doesn't touch the Trident cache core code. So now once the changes are detected, then we proceed to the next pipelines. And the first is the lint checks. And we are using FMT plus Clippy to check for the code standards. Clippy checks for any non-performance bottlenecks in the code. So we make sure that the code is robust, meet the same standards on every step of the way. Then we proceed with the security audit. And this is basically the same thing that is being done with the daily checks, but we also run it during the production deployment. So we check if all the crates, all the libraries used in shipping Trident are actually up to date. Then we build an OpenAPI specification. So during the deployment, the developer needs to make sure that the OpenAPI specification is updated, and we validate if the OpenAPI specification, which is used for the admin interface, is actually up to date with all the latest code changes. This makes sure that we don't ship any feature to the admin interface or that we didn't change anything in the admin API for backwards compatibility. And we make sure that it actually runs and everything is up to date. So once all those steps are completed, they run in parallel, right? So the order actually doesn't matter. We built a release library, and we built a release library because it's going to be created as an artifact, which is used in the another pipelines when running additional and more checks. So once we run once we build the release library, we also run all sort of unit testing. So we run unit tests on Trident Core, Trident CLI, and Trident Pro. Yes, there is Trident Pro release, which is being heavy tested and validated with much more features than current Trident actually has. So stay tuned, make sure that you follow us so you can see what we are actually cooking with the Trident Pro. And there's going to be one more version, even higher than Pro, but I don't want to share any details about that yet. So once all the unit testing is, that's when the code coverage begins. And the code coverage runs the binary and checks whether every line of the code is covered with a proper test. Every line of the code is validated, every function called is done, All right, we don't have 100% code coverage. I think by my latest calculations and checks, we are on 87%. So I believe this is pretty decent. We'll get to 100%, but it's not that easy because some of the tests have to be done on multiple connections and containers. Yeah, it's a little bit complicated, so I don't want to get into that right now. So once the code coverage is done, we also prepared software bill of materials with CycloneDX JSON standard. That's for the enterprise clients. They need to know what exact library, what exact package is actually shipped within the product. Then we run the benchmark regression gate. Now, the benchmark regression gate, it's basically checking if we didn't slow things down. We want the Trident to be fast, efficient, and it's actually comparing Trident to some of mathematical standards and metrics we've done to validate if the Trident didn't slow down during the deployment process. So those are our lines. Then once, again, everything here runs in parallel. So on 12 concurrent or 14 concurrent GitHub action jobs. This is when things get real with the end-to-end testing. So we are using Hurl and Docker end-to-end testing. We created a slow backend, PHP backend, error backend, every possible scenario in a real-life application example, e-commerce, blog, forum, engine, and so on. And we run advanced Hurl and Docker testing for every Trident feature. Cache invalidation, stale cache, error pages, again, some benchmarks to make sure that we follow the Trident configuration with the request limit, with the ACI configuration, SC blocks, and so on. So this is when everything tests like a real life scenario. Once this is done, we have system integration tests. So system integration tests are a little bit different than end-to-end testing because system integration tests test like every single feature of Trident. So we have a Bash script and a Symfony application which tests Trident every single feature, but it does start a new Trident process, loads a different configuration file, and validates if all the system settings and all the settings in Trident are actually validated, because not every system in the Hurl and end-to-end testing actually supports every step of the configuration. It advanced, the end-to-end testing is actually a very advanced e-commerce simulation with slow performing backend and slow performing e-commerce application, and the system integration test checks every simple step of the configuration of Trident in a unique Trident instance with a unique configuration. So that's why we have those two separate set of tests. Maybe at some point we'll merge them into one suite of testing, yeah, but we'll see. The next one, which are also on the list, are the security penetration testing. Now, this is pretty important because we want the Trident to be secure. So we run all sort of security penetration testing, like path traversal, like out API bypass attempts, like request smuggling, oversized request, cache poisoning, header poisoning. So anything that you can came up with the request exchange between Trident, Nginx, or Apache, or between the systems that can jeopardize the security, we have a complete test suite ready for that. And there's going to be more of those coming, but the current penetration testing suite is actually very, very strict. So yeah, once all of this is done, then we trigger the release pipeline. So let's scroll down. The release pipeline is also a little bit complex and took a long time actually to build and process that. So we start with building binary with all the static libraries embedded into the binary. So you don't have to worry that you have or don't have a specific library to run Trident or your Linux or Unix based system. So we built x64 and ARC64 and RMM64 for basically every distribution for Linux there is, including FreeBSD, which, yeah, it's a FreeBSD. So once we build and validate the build passes for those architectures, we also test a Docker multi-architectural support. So it means we are building Trident on Docker and validating if the Docker can run Trident on every of those Linux distributions that you saw before. And that's when things start getting interesting. We're also preparing all the packages, or the DAB format and RPM, or the APK packages and FreeBSD packages, to make sure that you can install Trident using your repository manager, not just loading or launching a binary file on your server. Once we have all this ready, we verify everything on, you can see here, Debian, Ubuntu, Fedora, Rocky, CentOS, Alma, OpenSUSE, Alpine. We verify the binary file as it is, and we also verify FreeBSD 14.2 and 15.0. The verification process here is very simple. Here in this step, we only take the binary file, see if it runs, and run 25 tests of basic Trident features. So once all the 25 features pass on all those verification tests, then we verify the Docker image. So the verification of the Docker image is also pretty complex. And so we build the Docker image and also verified it on every Linux instance if it can be run. Once this is done, we take a step back. We have those packages ready. So first we verify the binary file actually working with all the static libraries embedded into the Trident binary file. Then we create a staging and temporary staging environment, so we can actually use the apt-get yum install and everything that you know on package managers or repository managers on Linux instances to install any software. So we verify the repository on Debian, Ubuntu, Fedora, Rocky, CentOS, Alma, OpenSUSE, Alpine, and FreeBSD. So it means we are testing the entire installation process, from adding the repository, installing the application using command line. If a service is installed and a service actually runs on this particular Linux instance, and once this is ready, then we create a release. So yeah, the create release job doesn't start if any of those jobs fails. And the release job doesn't start if any of the continuous integration job fails. And once the releases, once every test that you saw here, once every Linux validation passes, and this pipeline takes sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes 2 hours. We are using 20 self-hosted GitHub runners to make sure that this is also isolated from the GitHub actions, and we use our own runners for that. Then the release is created, and once the release is created, we publish it to the production. And publishing to the production basically means that everything that you see here at Docker docs Trident cache is up to date. So this is how the Trident release ships. And we prepare a release summary. Yes, all the artifacts are also on our private GitHub repositories, but they are shipped to the Trident docs page, to the Trident package manager, to the Trident Docker repository. So everything that you see here is actually fully managed. And yeah, so this is the way we ship Trident, every tag, every release. And if anything happens during the deployment pipeline, the code standards aren't met, one of the tests doesn't pass, we never ship a new release. So it sometimes takes a couple days just to fix a simple test. And because the release we need to run so many validations and checks to make sure that everything passes. Now, and if we find any issue or any bugs within the Trident, we also create additional tests and verification for the pipelines for all the tests to validate and pass before the new version is shipped. Yeah, guys, so there you have it. That's how we ship Trident. That's how, I believe this is the most advanced pipeline we ever built. And it's gonna get a little more complex than that, because we are having Trident Pro, and I can only tell you the Trident Enterprise is also in cooking, so that's the name. You probably figured it out. Maybe we'll change it to Trident Max. No, we are not Apple. Yeah, so this is exciting. And for Trident Prism, we also have the same release pipeline. So we also have all the tests, just the number of tests is very limited. And we are actually, Trident Prism comes in an embedded Chromium engine to render those single page application pages. So guys, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. And again, contact us, reach out to us if you have any questions regarding Trident. And as always, stay awesome. And to all the haters out there, thank you very much. You just make sure that we stay motivated.